So where does it rank? Can you put it in a rank? Is that difficult?
I'd say number one.
Really?
Yeah.
That is amazing, right?
Yes, number one, yeah.
I've just decided to sit back in St. James's Park, which I never do, to just absorb what has just happened. Newcastle United 4, Paris Saint Germain 1, and this is a game and a night that I will remember for the rest of my life. The Champions League Paris Saint Germain match vlogs coming up, Newcastle fans, and I tell you what, you might not like all my videos, but this is one you do not want to miss. So do us a favour, make sure you stick around. Welcome back to Black and White Banter, you lovely Newcastle fans, for what is one of the craziest match vlogs I've done. It is the craziest match vlog I've done since I've started this YouTube channel. I'm making the walk, as anyone who watches me videos knows I normally do, before the hustle and the bustle of the city starts. About to get on the metro a lot earlier than I normally do, just to try and soak up a bit of what the PSG fans might be bringing to the big market, is where they've been designated. Yes, they will be on the pole in the big market, if anyone knows that area. Can't get me head around what I'm about to witness tonight. Not just the flag displays, not just the players that are coming from their team, just the night itself. Literally, if you'd have told me 2 years ago that I would be making this vlog with a camera in my face, about to then go and document PSG and some of the world's best footballers coming to St. James's Park, I would never have believed you in a million years. I'm nervous, I'm excited, I'm full of anticipation, a little bit in the unknown, don't know what to expect. I was literally, how old was I? 11 when we last played in this competition. I watched it on the telly. A lot of the games, away from home, the Bellamy last minute goal, all of that sort of stuff, I watched it on the telly. So this is absolutely crazy for me. I'm about to head over there. I haven't touched a croissant all week. Nah, not a chance. Baguettes, not a chance. I've stuck to Hovis white bread. I'm going nowhere near anything. For instance, croissants in my work on Monday, would you believe? The cheek, the absolute cheek. I hope we are toasting them with some Greg's chocolate croissants at the end of this match. But as I said on my match preview, it's a big ask to get a result tonight. There's certain things we have to do right. We can't switch off. We've got to stay disciplined. We have to do so many things by the book to beat a team of this quality. But the way they attack, and I don't think they're going to play any different, not against a fourth-seeded team at St. James's Park, there's going to be chances. And I think if Bruno's firing, if our defence without a Botman can turn it on, if Isak's really up for this one, I think he will be. I think he's a big-time player, Mr. Isak. Anthony Gordon just keeps doing what he's doing. We've got players that can hurt them, and who the hell knows. But without further ado, I'm going to get over to Newcastle now and get this mental match day that I hope ends with a smile on my face underway. Newcastle fans, if you are new around here, whack that little likey loo button. That'll go a long way. And whack that subscribe if you want to stick around to the end of this video. That'll be wonderful. Without further ado, let's get amongst it. Eddie Howe's Champions League mags back at St. James's Park for the first time in 20 years. How are you, lad? Just arrived in the Tood. As you can see, there's a beautiful thing that needs no introduction just behind us. I did miss the ultras coming into the stadium, but I'm not asked. I hate these ultra marches that the European teams do. Oh, look at us, we've got flares, we have a flag, we chant all the way up, we hard as hell, but we need the police to stop us from going near anyone. Apparently it's got a little bit naughty outside on Barracks Road outside the way, and I'm going to go and have a look, because I'm early for once, but I'm not too arsed about getting amongst that. I've heard that the PSG fans, there's a lot of idiots in there, very different to UK fans, how they all have to be in one group, the ultras. Very, very different. I know we've got dicks, every supporters group does, but I wasn't too asked about getting amongst that. I'm going to go and hopefully sink a pint before the match. Team news is coming in soon. Cannot believe it. Coming off the metro, it just feels more real. There's a queue a mile long for programmes because everyone wants a memento. There's a buzz. There's Paris Saint Germain fans chanting different places. Absolutely incredible. This is what supporting your football club's about. Let's get inside. Let's make some noise. And kick-off is getting a little bit closer. And as he says on the In-Betweeners,
the fucking baguette-eating dickhead frog.
That's a bit racist.
He's made me racist.
Fucking baguette-eating dickhead frog. Yeah, that's my age, that's my mental maturity. In-Betweeners is always the reference point. I couldn't have said it better myself. Let's get into these.
Isn't it funny who you see? It's Sebastian Basso. How are Eddie Howe's mags? Huh? How are Eddie Howe's mags? How are Eddie Howe's?
Eddie Howe's mags.
How are Eddie Howe's mags?
How are Eddie Howe's mags?
Hey, Yeah, man.
Team news is in. I'm just in Shearer's Bar having a stiffer, and my God, if ever there was a night that I needed a stiffer, it was tonight. Team news is out. He's gone with Tonali in midfield. I'm a little bit surprised at that. I am. Bruno and Tonali. Does it work? Does it not? He's played in this competition lots for AC Milan. He got them to the semi-finals last season, so it's different to the Premier League, of course. I think that'll be Eddie House thinking a little bit. Elliot Anderson, is this maybe a game too much for him? We don't know. But defence is the same themselves. I really hope he has a solid start of the match. He's a little bit short on match fitness, but fingers crossed we can get this one over the line. I'm in Shearer's Bar, it's bouncing. I've just met Sebastian Bassong, which was hilarious. Trying to get him to say how Eddie House Mags was such a struggle. He did not have a clue what I'm saying. But I'm not normally over this early in the match, and there just feels something different in the air for a midweek game. Loads of people on the drink. The cameras are everywhere. I can't leave myself thinking here, but something just feels a little bit different tonight. Let's see what the boys can do. They're not having a place to celebrate. Let's get into these French. Let's show them that we are not just in this group as the Wigan boys.
Digital ticketing is doing us wonders again. I'm half an hour early this time. Just about to walk up the steps now. The steps that I always video, but this one is a little bit different. I feel a bag of nerves. This is bizarre. I cannot wait. I don't know what to expect, but here we go. Right, I'm going to have to talk a bit louder because I think my microphone has fallen out of my pocket when we scored and I celebrated. But I'm still drinking, I'm still absolutely over the moon. What a half, literally. I cannot believe what I've just witnessed. I thought, man for man, we were absolutely brilliant. And those celebrations when Almiron scored, I will remember for the rest of my life. I fell about 4 seats forward, I whacked my knee about 5 times. Incredible. Our press has been good. Defensively, we've been organised. We've been good in midfield. We've released the ball in good areas. Gordon hasn't even been as involved as I would have liked, but he's still been dangerous. Trippier's been excellent. I thought Dan Burn hasn't really put a foot wrong at left back. Dan Burn may as well retire. His life is not going to get better than scoring in the Champions League against Paris Saint Germain. Long may it continue. On to the second half we go. Can't really believe what I'm watching, what I've just witnessed. But Newcastle United are here in the Champions League. We're not just here to make up the numbers, we are here to do some damage. Let's finish the job off. Let's see this through. Same again, lads. How are the lads?
What a fucking smoke.
Right, I've just come out of the stadium after sitting and absorbing that for a couple of minutes inside. I'm joined by John. John, try and sum that one up. Try and sum that one up.
Well, I was here when we beat Barcelona 3-2.
Wow,
Yeah, I
right.
think
So you've got some amazing comparisons there.
Tonight's was better
Right.
because,
That's a huge statement.
yes, tonight's was better.
In what way, if you don't mind us asking?
Well, I think for the whole game, we played really well for the whole game tonight.
So it's amazing for me to be able to speak to someone who's been to that match, that famous match, which I mentioned before this game,
Yeah.
and you were just telling me this one was better.
I think so, yeah. Yes, I think it was definitely better. And I mean, you know, we've kept probably the best player in the world fairly quiet. You know, I don't believe he had a shot on target, did he?
I don't think so. No. Don't quote me on that, but I don't think so.
No, I don't think he did. So, I mean, you know, you have to give him massive credit to the defence and midfield for keeping control.
And if there was a script you were going to write, Longstaff, Burn, first Champions League home game in 20 years, it doesn't get much sweeter than that, does
Didn't
it?
get much better than that. And then when they brought Anderson on, 3 Geordies in the team, you couldn't get better, you know.
And Anderson looked pretty confident when he had it, when he was playing as well.
Didn't look out of place at all, did he?
Who was your man of the match? And I know that's probably the most difficult question I've probably asked this season. I am putting you on the spot there massively.
The man of the match.
I know I am. It's a difficult one. You can say the whole team if you want to say the whole team.
Yeah, the whole team, yeah.
That's a very... Normally I would say no, give me one, but no, I think that's a fair answer tonight.
We'd be ashamed to pick anybody out because it was a team effort.
And I've got to ask, because of... How many years have you supported Newcastle?
Started 1960, 61.
Where does that rank? I know that, again, that might be a difficult question, but I'm curious, from someone who's seen so much and can tell so many stories about this club, where does that one rank?
Well, I'll tell you a little story.
Go on then.
I was here once when there was only 8,000 turned up for a home game. And to go from that to tonight's Champions League stuff is just it's a dream, really. When I look back at the Steve Bruce era, you would never have dreamt that we would reach these heights so quickly.
So where does it rank? Can you put it in a rank? Is that difficult?
I'd say number 1.
Really?
Yeah.
That is amazing, right?
Yes, number 1, yeah.
Number 1. So it does not get better for you than what you've witnessed tonight? It might, but...
It might get better as we progress in this competition, but what can be better than tonight?
What a statement. What a statement. Thank you very much for speaking to me, and I hope you go and enjoy the rest of your night and toast what has been the best night for you in all them years.
Yes, okay.
Right, I'm joined by Trudy and Ryan. Things have just about quietened down, but I think for all of us, nothing is really quietened down. Please, we were just chatting about it, please somehow sum up what you've just witnessed there.
It was absolutely unbelievable. I can't believe what I was seeing. It was
Still a bit speechless.
Yeah, speechless.
Yeah, this might be a difficult video actually. About yourself?
It was amazing. I thought we could win, and I think the crowd just were behind the team 100%, and I don't even think Mbappe showed up today.
Yeah.
We were just debating whether he'd even had a shot on target. I don't think he did.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he did, and like the whole of the team were amazing, and the crowd, the flags, it was I could cry, it was so good.
And when you woke up this morning, in your wildest dreams, did you expect us to win our first Champions League game in... And I'm going to keep saying that, first Champions League game in 20 years against Mbappe's crew, 4-1.
I'm going to tell you the truth, no.
If you'd said yes, I would have said you were lying, to be honest. How does that one rank for yous supporting Newcastle?
I would say it's my best moment here.
Right.
Yeah,
Best
same,
moment, yeah.
Yeah, same.
And I would put it in, I would say it's the second best thing in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, because the first thing was having my son, and the second thing was to see and witness this.
And if anything speaks volumes about our fan base, it's the fact that you just ranked this win just under the birth of your son. That is absolutely incredible. And I'm seeing a common theme with people I'm speaking to so far.
I'll never ever forget this as long as I live, never.
And final question, difficult one. Last gentleman couldn't answer, so I'm curious whether you can. Man of the match tonight.
Bruno.
Right, yeah.
Bruno
I like
for
you've
me.
got an answer.
Go Lascelles.
Lascelles? Yeah. To be fair, Lascelles, I think with the criticism he got coming into this,
Yeah, done really
yeah,
well tonight, yeah.
but both good answers. Right, I've bumped into some very familiar faces just outside the stadium. Try and sum what we have just witnessed up there. What did you both think of that?
It was amazing. It was the best game I've ever been to, and I've been going games for 6-7 years now, and it was one of the best games ever.
One of or the best?
The best. Yeah.
There's no way it's one of, it is the best. Sheffield was amazing, but that was so much better.
I said, remember the day that we beat Sheffield United, and I've already forgotten about it. I have already forgotten about it. Who's your man of the match?
Bruno.
Good answer, solid answer.
Miggy, he got it. I agree with it, Miggy.
Fair play. If you'd said the whole team, that would have been fine.
Is this the way to Barcelona?
Go and give it some.
Bayern Munich, Lazio, Roma. The boys are taking over. Champions League awaits for me.
That's it, that's what I wanted. Very, very familiar face, which I don't not often see on home match days, is joining me. And my God, has he got a lovely surprise for me. It's the Cold Dog. But I'll show you during this video. I'll get another one. Can I come down? Can I come down? He's he's actually got made by one. Spin round, I can't see it. Spin round. I'm on my knees. He's got Cold Dog, sponsored by Black and White Banter, on a jumper. So we've gone up a notch. This Cold Dog's picked up pace. Colin, how are you?
Very well indeed, especially after that. That's got to be one of the best nights at St. James's ever.
Well, I was just going to say, try and sum it up.
3 games at this place, so it took me by surprise. The 5-1 Man U, the 3-2 against Barcelona. This probably emulates both of them games.
I'm hearing that quite a lot.
Yeah, it's to say that.
And you've got a lot more matches under your belt than me. A lot more matches under his belt than me.
Yeah, whatever. So I think for me, when you think Trippier himself, he must look at his back pocket now, and there's Mbappe stuck there because Mbappe done nothing tonight for me. But he just tore them apart. And Christ, I had a few quid on 3-2 because I was just trying to emulate the Barcelona game.
When he says few quid, he means 25 pence. He's not spending a few quid on a bet.
I was going to win £1,000. I was gutted. I was asking them to score, and I was the only bloody GEORDIE in the Gallagher's shout for them to score a second. Never mind. I'm joking, lads.
But I'm still processing it. You're still processing it. On to West Ham we go on Sunday. Obviously, I'll do my own little outro to this video and talk about things a little bit more detail, because the Cold Dog has got autographs to sign. He's got a queue of people waiting next outside this video.
Holy shit.
But you will be seeing his face again. West Ham we do.
We're going for a trip to West Ham. That's be good.
Trip to West Ham. He's going to chew me lug off for 5 hours?
What I'll say is tonight, you'll never forget you were here tonight.
Yeah, I said that about Sheffield United. It's already forgotten to me.
Do you know what? This was better than Sheffield United.
Oh, God,
by a country mile. We are top of our league for this. We are going further. We are going to the next round.
Colin's getting a bit too excited.
I'm not, man.
Sum up that. It's a difficult question. Sum that up in 3 words. Colin likes to talk, so this is going to be a challenge.
Just fucking brilliant.
Just fucking brilliant. You've heard it here first from the Cold Dog. You're going to see his face again on the way down to West Ham. And one more time, give us a twirl. Hey! I've just taken, in the stadium, and I never normally do this, I've just taken 5 minutes to myself. Firstly, to find my microphone, which I lost celebrating Almiron's goal. That's another story, which I've recovered. Here it is. Everything works out alright when you just smash PSG 4-1. But I just wanted to take a second to absorb, because for me, that moment, as some fans have just said, will live in my memory bank for the rest of my life. Now, as a football fan, some people just don't get it, and I think tonight what that means to people is the difference for me. I'm not going to stand here and say, oh, I'm the biggest Newcastle fan. I'm not by any means. You know, there's blokes who, honestly, I've been lucky enough to meet blokes who have been doing and going home and away for 40, 50 years. But just in terms of the love for the club, which could be anywhere in the world watching that tonight, there's a difference between a follower and a supporter and a fan. And I think what that match meant to me tonight, and meant to so many people, will live on forever. And I genuinely mean that. I will tell my kids, my grandkids, if any woman is silly enough to allow me to, well, we don't need to go into that. I'm not going to bleep my mouth out. We know how the rest finishes. I will tell them about that, and I will say I was there when Eddie Howe's Newcastle United, 2 years after a relegation battle where we looked down and out under Mike Ashley after 20 years of shite, fast forwarded way lot faster than we expected, ended up in the Champions League, and Mbappe, one of the best players in world football, if not the best, came to St. James's Park, didn't get a sniff, and we absolutely battered them. We battered them. We literally swallowed them up. We put them in that chokehold at Eddie Howe's Newcastle. We know that Eddie Howe's Newcastle can. And I'm still processing it. I was an emotional wreck when the Champions League music came on. We all were. I'm lucky enough to stand and not sit anymore, to stand with people who are great, people behind us, as you'll see on my videos, in celebrations, people to my left, people to my right. We all just took a second to absorb that. And that was amazing enough, and we knew hearing that music in St. James Park was going to be class. But man for man, tonight, Newcastle United were absolutely fucking excellent. And I have never felt prouder in my whole life supporting this football club than watching them players out there tonight. We were brilliant. From tackles, from aggression, to press, to organisation, to discipline, to gobbling up chances when they came our way, to just... you name it. And what I talked about in the preview was going to be huge in this. Is not PSG being fazed by the atmosphere. They play in these big atmospheres all the time. More what the atmosphere could do for our players, and I think it worked wonders. I think Bruno celebrated with the fans a couple of times during the match. Gordon did, Byrne did, and we were up for it from the first whistle. We smothered them. When their keeper had the ball, when their fullback had the ball, when their midfielders had the ball, we were up their arses like a fly who's just had, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, I do not agree with narcotics in the slightest, a fly who's just had a line of crack cocaine. On shite. That's what we were like tonight, and PSG could not handle it. And I tell you what, every fan who's slated Newcastle since we got in the Champions League, jealous, thinking we're gonna flop, or they've got the group of death, they're going to have an absolute nightmare. Where were you tonight watching that? Because I tell you what, you must have been watching that thinking, what the hell, what Newcastle team is this? Because I tell you what, there was only one team from the first whistle to the last going to win that football match tonight. I thought even individual performances, Dan Byrne, lots of criticism so far, lots of jokes about him against Mbappe. Fair enough, I get it, I understand. Absolutely wonderful. His goal, I mean, could you write that script? I joked at half time, Dan Byrne may as well retire. And I stand by that statement, because unless we go and win a trophy, which I'm hoping we do, it does not get better for Mr. Dan Byrne. Coming back to his boyhood club, under all, he would have never expected that from Brighton in a million years, to score in the Champions League. He grew up watching the Champions League. And then you've got Sean Longstaff banging a goal in, just when we needed one at the start of that second half, just to pretty much put the game to bed, in my opinion. You couldn't write it for him. He scored in semi-finals to get us to Wembley last season. His story gets better and better. But not only that, Sean Longstaff is integral in everything we do. And I tell you what, Mr. Gareth Southgate, you can call me a deluded Newcastle fan all you want. Sean Longstaff should be getting a sniff of that England squad, as should Anthony Gordon. I'm not saying Southgate picks players in form. We know he doesn't. That's not him. Sorry, I'm going to have to come down a bit low because my arm is falling asleep. But it was just incredible from the first whistle to the last. Bruno's fire was in his belly. Isak was up for it, winning things that I maybe haven't seen so far this season. Gordon was always an outlet. Longstaff was putting his foot in. Tonali, hey, I tell you what, there's still a million things to come from him, but he's shown whilst we've spent the money on him. Yes, some of his passes went a bit astray. He wasn't maybe showing the energy that we know Tonali can when he was at AC Milan, but my God, he still contributed massively in there. And that's a player who's not really settled. We know he's not. Almiron, lovely finish. That man, say what you want about him, I've said plenty. He scores goals. He does score goals. And he can be clinical, and he proved that. And the celebrations when his goal went in will live with me forever. I fell so hard, left, right and backwards, that my microphone from my pocket was a row behind. That's how hard I fell. And it's moments like that that you spend all the money, that you endure, Steve Bruce and Mike Ashley, because I tell you what, if any fan, not that there is watching this, you will get your football club back if you've got a shit owner. And I don't think there will be many fans watching this that aren't a Newcastle persuasion, but keep the faith in your football club, because tonight will live with me forever. Newcastle United were absolutely excellent from the first whistle to the last, from the goalkeeper to the striker. We scored good goals. We could have scored more. We were unlucky to concede. And PSG will wake up in the morning with what will feel like a hangover. Their fans banged that drum. The ultras did their cringy walk, chucking stuff at Newcastle fans. I've heard all the stories. I've watched all the videos. They're going to probably go and drown their sorrows in Newcastle. If any bars will even let them in, the way they'll probably go on tonight. But they will all wake up tomorrow and think, wow, 4th seed? Are you kidding me? We've got to watch them when we come to Paris. And who should we fear in this group now? Who should we fear, Newcastle fans? 4 points, unbeaten, 1 goal conceded. We've got another home game to come, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do exactly the same thing again. Mbappe is one of the best players in the world, but I tell you what, Mbappe now knows who Newcastle has, and I am proud as punch of every single one of them. This is one of the greatest days for me supporting Newcastle, and I've supported Newcastle since a kid, and I am now 31 years old. Where were you when Newcastle beat PSG 4-1 in their first Champions League game in over 20 years? Where were you? Whether you were at home, whether you were waking yourself up at 2 o'clock in the morning, whether you were in St. James's Park and lucky enough to be there like I was, enjoy it. I said before this game, savour every moment, take it all in. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to say that double fold now, because that was an absolutely brilliant performance. And any doubters of Eddie Howe, and there was loads after that Brighton game, can go and do one, because they've gone very quiet. And if we are not seeing an elite manager coaching on the highest stage after a performance like that, I don't know what he is going to have to do, or what this team is going to have to do for you to think that. Newcastle fans, if you've liked this match vlog, drop down, give us a little likey Lou, whack that subscribe. I am going down to West Ham on Sunday, and there will be a process of what I've just witnessed, and probably more videos to come in the aftermath. Enjoy your nights, whether you're out on the piss, whether you're getting up for work in the morning. Enjoy every moment, live it up, because Eddie Howe's Newcastle United are now on the world stage, and we have just witnessed something that we will be talking about for years to come. Hello, lads!